2024 Hyundai Venue, and once again we got the base model. And some quick specs about this one. This is going to be powered by a 1.6 inline 4, pushing around 121 horsepower and 113 pound-feet of torque. This one has a CVT transmission, and since it's a base model, we only get front-wheel drive. This is what our little key looks like. Very simple, not much has changed for the 2024, at least looking at the key as a guy who drove the previous generation models. The screen looks similar, but the biggest difference is that inside we got a fully digital gauge cluster. But let's go do a quick little walk around and show you guys what this thing looks like from the outside. It might be slightly windy, so forgive me. Halogen daytime running lights. Pretty decently sized grille that is functional from the bottom going down. Hyundai Venue logo stacked in the middle. Our tires look kind of tiny, not gonna lie. It reminds me slightly of a Kia Soul, but it's better. It's a Kia Soul but better. It's not really shaped like a box. You're not gonna be made fun of if you pull up in a car like this. Body lines are very subtle, nothing eye-catching really. And coming towards the back, again, nothing eye-catching, very simple. But the thing I like about this one is that your backup camera is actually kind of hidden. Almost. I know there's a backup camera somewhere, but it's so well hidden. I don't know. Yeah, it's right above the license plate. The backup camera is so low, so well hidden, you wouldn't know that it was there. But decent amount of trunk space. Again, this thing is brand spanking new, basically off the transport. Then, yeah, oh yeah, spare tire down here. Not much storage down there as well. And since it's a Hyundai, in the base model at least, we get fully cloth seats with no cup holders back here. It is what it is, sad reality, but you get used to it for less than 30K. Come on, like a brand new car. That looks really good, very decent fuel efficiency. You can't really be mad at it. Looking at the door, what do you expect? Textured plastic all around, making this car much more affordable for the regular civilian. Also, speakers down here. No badging down here, so I don't really need to worry about that. And I didn't close my trunk properly, which I do like. It shows you what doors are open and what trunk is open. And if you pop your hood open, it shows you that your hood is open too. There. That would have been so awkward if this thing opened up in the highway. Again, it's a CVT transmission, so I'm expecting it to be somewhat smooth, but you know how it is. Drive mode selected down here, and if you change it to sport, the outline here changes to red, and if you go eco, it changes into a nice light green. We're gonna keep it in sport because you know how I am. I like my cars kind of quick. You also have your manual mode, which is pretty neat. A good, I want to say 6 inches of screen with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Pretty responsive, like nothing crazy. But again, it's decent. Also, climate controls are down here as well. I like it that they didn't go the touchscreen route, which makes it much more easier to clean and just much more satisfying to use around. No wireless charging down here, but you get your charging ports over here, your 12 volts and your USB connecting. And since we are in the Hyundai, we get heated seats and a heated steering wheel. We have a poverty button, but it's well hidden away, so you don't really notice it every time you hop into your car. The other ones is the ones that you notice, where here you adjust your brightness. That's the button. Your traction control is over here, and we have 2 more poverty buttons. We have no idea what those are, so we won't think about it too much. Could be for on and off, but it is what it is. Here is our mode that changes our radio. This side affects nothing but the radio, and this side is what affects your digital gauge cluster, which actually responds very smoothly. I like it. And seems like we might have to use our cruise control just to see how well this thing does. But let us go for a quick little POV test drive. And again, base model, no sunroof, but we'll live and we'll learn. Anyway, let me show you guys how well the camera looks like. This is what our camera looks like. Not bad. So overall, I'm honestly gonna be expecting this one to ride very, very similarly to the previous year of the Hyundai Venue. I'm not expecting too many tweaks or too many changes in the way it performs or the way it runs. It just seems a little bit more interactive is all to me. Yeah, you're not going anywhere quick. But again, I told you this thing is brand new. Look at that, 13 kilometers on the dash. 13. I could walk 13 kilometers in a day. That's how brand new this thing is. But again, the CVT transmission tries in sport mode, makes it a little bit, I want to say, more interactive, more slightly thrilling. If this is the only car you drive on a daily basis, sport mode will be enough for you to enjoy your car a little bit more and push it a little bit more as well. But since we're about to go on the highway, we'll get our cruise control ready and see how well the insulation for this one is now. I'm not gonna try and do a takeoff and go because half the cars here can easily out accelerate me. So that is not what I'm gonna be doing. This person has their signal on and they're still going. Okay. Not too shabby, if I have to say so myself. Oh, is that a BMW M4? Yep, that is a BMW M4. Again, I am a big fan of BMWs, but this is not a BMW video. This is a Hyundai Venue. I keep almost calling it a Kia Soul just because they remind me the body shapes are very similar to each other. And since we're gonna go on the highway, we're gonna see how well our cruise control handles and decent amount of road noise seeping through. I feel like I have to raise my voice slightly for you guys to hear me well. But again, we have blind spot monitoring, lane keep assists, and we're gonna get our cruise control up and running. And that's the lane keep assist saving me. And our cruise control is set. We don't have adaptive cruise control, so keep your foot on the brake in case you need to brake hard, because the car will not see it coming at all. But ride quality is pretty decently smooth. But again, we're not on any kind of rough terrains at all. So if I am to give you a comparison, and you've driven the previous generation, I would say these things are very, very identical. Biggest things is mostly not too different in the changes, unless you want to just get the newest car because that's the kind of person you are. 100% go for it, but I don't really see a need too much. The fully digital gauge cluster is beautiful. I love it. It's interactive and it's a nice little quirk, but it's not a big game changer, and it doesn't really need to be. This car is simple. They've perfected what they wanted it to do. It's a small SUV that can come in all-wheel drive. For those saying that only SUVs come in all-wheel drive, yes, this one does come in all-wheel drive, but this is the base model, only front-wheel drive. And again, usually, even though I'm talking about the road noise and I can hear a lot of wind flying by, nobody is driving in silence talking to themselves half the time. Most of the time, people have the radio on, playing the music, even though the speakers are not much to speak of, I'm not gonna lie, but it's enough to keep you entertained while you're on the road. At higher speeds, you can tell this car doesn't like it. It doesn't like going fast at high speeds. Maybe in a straight line, if you're feeling very confident and very ballsy, you can go fast in a straight line, but I wouldn't advise you to try go weaving in and out of traffic, because this car doesn't seem to like it that much. Will it be stable enough? Yes, but it won't feel confident, is what I'm gonna try and say. And besides, our range right now at a full tank is 578 kilometers, which is really good. And if we'll decide to look at our gas mileage, our current average is 10.1. Well, it's dropping slowly because we're on the highway and we're saving a little bit more. And if you really want to save more, turn it to eco, and it's just quiet and stuff. Let me get out of the fast lane because I'm in eco mode right now. Yeah, if we're in eco mode, look, you can just see my gas mileage dropping. We were at 9.9 just now, we're dropping to 9.6, and we're just gonna keep on dropping. That's the thing about this one. 9.4. This thing is meant, if you want to go on a long road trip, it's comfortable enough that you won't mind it too much, but you'll save most of your money on gas. And hopefully we don't have to deal with any recalls for these cars, because again, this car is also under warranty as well. So you won't have to worry about anything of that sort. But overall, smooth ride quality when you're on the highway, and in the city, you know you're gonna be saving even more gas because again, it's a tiny 1.6 liter 4-cylinder. You're gonna be saving a lot of money. Now let's say we are trying to merge into the fast lane. Let's say we're trying to overtake the van in front of us. Let's see how quickly we can do that. We just hit the speed that people in the fast lane go. After stepping on it all this time, the CVT, it shifts very smoothly. I'm not gonna lie, the CVT transmission shifts very smoothly in this car. But I've also heard a lot of bad things about the CVT transmission. It's a pretty neat piece of technology that I am not educated enough to speak upon. But either way, I know how this car feels. And as I am driving it, it's smooth enough. On bumps, it's decent. It's like a standard SUV type feel when it's on a bump, when it's going over a bump, I'd say, at least. Just gotta get really used to the road noise, because it feels very noisy in here right now. Hopefully the camera is picking it up, because again, just feels pretty noisy in this thing. But overall, this has been Morty in the 2024 brand spanking new Hyundai Venue front-wheel drive 1.6 liter inline 4 with a CVT transmission. Take care guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.